Now, tell us where you think you have actually gone off, if there is any way, that has made some people believe that, well, you have dabbled into politics. And how do you know about the equipment or firepower of Boko Haram being higher than that or more sophisticated than the Nigerian military?
Thank you very much. In our engagements with the relevant stakeholders, I'll come back to the question, to the first question afterwards. We have been able to, of course, engage the office of the NSA and that of the CDS. And in our engagement, we ask specific questions, especially as to how equipped our military are for them to be able to fight this level of insurgents. And we were able to get some specific answers to that. So we know that. You also need to understand that the recent attack in Damboa, when these insurgents went to Damboa, they attacked and killed hundreds of people. One of the things they did was that they carted away with some specific military equipment, which has just been procured, some software and some other things. These people, every time they attack, they cut away with some of this equipment, thereby enriching their own equipment base. So we have all of this in record. In terms of, and then if you look at the way they fight, the way they attack our men, in our engagement, some off record, some on record, in our engagement with some of our security apparatus, they have been able to confirm that they have the intelligence and the power to be able to combat these insurgents. Unfortunately, they do not have the right kind of apparatus to be able to fight them. So it is clear at the right time we faced the reality in order for us to end this once and for all.
Okay, but
politicizing our issue, no. It is unfortunate that people have that narrative and they have stuck to that. Unfortunately, we are unable to change people's mind. If you want to know how open and transparent the campaign is, come to our daily sit-out at the Unity Fountain.
Well, have you been able to put that challenge before the security agencies to see if they can actually carry out some investigations so that all of this can be put to rest?
Oh, yes, we did. We did in our engagement with them, and if you could get the Citizen Solution document, we even went as far as putting together all the trillions of naira that has been spent on equipping our military apparatus. Unfortunately, it is either that the funds that is being channeled to this is insufficient, or it is sufficient enough, but some people are pocketing it. We need to review this and do the right thing.
What do you say to those who, because you say you've identified several stakeholders in all of this, it means there are several parties to this, but you also say that Bring Back Our Girls campaign is a single focus initiative. And then I did ask, I mean, how does the group acknowledge the challenge, those who are losing their lives, the successes that the military is also recording in all of this? Because if you stay single focus without the group acknowledging that, don't you think, number one, it may just be misconstrued, hence people come up with those kind of speculation that is politicized, and then perhaps if they continue listening to that without the group acknowledging the successes, the morale of those who are also doing all of this may feel, look, you're turning against us. Don't you think that should be addressed somehow?
I need to point out that we acknowledge on a daily basis the effort that our military are putting in place to fight this insurgency. That's the broader issue of insurgency. And of course, to bring back our girls. On as much as information that gets to us. Now, I need to emphasize that. Oftentimes, these people go on the field, they fight, they are killed. We do not have as much information, but the few times that we have had, we've been able to acknowledge them at our daily sit-out to say that we appreciate what they are doing. We tweet about it, we write op-eds about it, we do a lot about it. We may not be doing enough, but you know, in doing so, we also need to also focus on the fact that what brought us together is the issue of the girls. Do we also recognize what other people are doing? Yes. Yes, we do. So when information gets to us, we appreciate them, and we stand up. Oftentimes we do standing ovation. We have come up with other strategies, which I wouldn't want to reveal now, in order for us to be able to appreciate our military.
All right, then. Thank you very much indeed for speaking with us today, Buki.
Thank you.
All right, Mr. Kiri,
Yes.
You heard what she said.
Yes, I'm so happy that the member of that group talks like this. The level-headedness she just exhibited, makes me to go into ecstasies. I mean, I have always known that there are knowledgeable people in that group, but just that they've gone about what they are doing in the wrong way. So many things have come out of what she said. For example, the brilliance, notwithstanding, so many things, she has exhibited certain things, like this. We do know that the Boko Haram people have a lot more weapons, military hardware than the Nigerian armed forces. That cannot be right. Now, that's why when we talk of politicization, she's just re-echoing what Shettima came to the whole world to say. I mean, Shettima is a member of the Federal Executive Council, and she could have met the president at the villa to say, or at the Federal Executive Council level to say, gentlemen, or Your Excellency, this is what I think, this is what I think. Couldn't we do it this way? Instead, she came out to the whole world. I mean, he came out to the whole world to say the Nigerian military are underarmed, they are under-equipped, and the Boko Haram people are much more well-equipped than the Nigerian army. This is the same thing this lady Buki just said. It cannot be true. Can you imagine if the Nigerian military unleashes the full force of the equipment it has in its armory on Boko Haram today? I mean, the story would be different within days. But it doesn't want to do that. Like I told you, this is not a conventional war. And we are fighting against our citizens, more or less.
Yeah, but Mr. Kiri,
Yes.
Nobody, I mean, are you suggesting that a certain group will support insurgency against the government? That would be strange, wouldn't it?
No, a certain group will support insurgency.
Against the government? Because everybody will always support the country's military, the country's government to fight insurgency.
These Boko Haramites are Nigerians. And they are suggesting, in fact...
but there are some suggestions somewhere that, look, not all of them are Nigerians.
Well, I know, but at least the overwhelming majority of that, if you don't, like our people would say somewhere in Africa,
sorry to cut you there. I actually asked her the question concerning her knowledge of what we have in our arsenal, because I wanted to know. But again, if you look at it carefully, it will seem that truly we have some point there, because the federal government has just said that they needed some money to equip the military more. So it means perhaps they have actually carried out their own, audit to see that the military needs some of these equipment.
Yes, so like you have said it very well. I mean, nobody is suggesting that, they don't need any more arms, to fight this unconventional type of war. Nobody is saying that. We are saying that the approach of Shettima at that time was wrong. He shouldn't have come to the open to tell the whole world what he said about our army, because he's a chief executive of a state, and his own state is a federating unit in this country. So he ought to have exercised greater circumspection in saying what he said at that time. We need this thing. But another thing the lady said, Buki said, was that, you see, in Britain the other day and in America the other time, when there were cases of insurgency in those countries, the people never went against their government, never pointed any accusing finger at their government and so on, because the people trusted, or they trust their government. I mean, so in Nigeria, we don't trust our government, and that's why we are pointing these accusing fingers. So there are so many things. You must be patriotic to start with. This is the time when we should put, sectionalism, religion, political affiliations, and also ethnicity in the back burner, and let us, all of us, unite to fight against this menace, against the Nigerian society. But that's not what this group is doing. They think that it is the government, it's the presidency, to be specific, and whatever they say is immediately re-echoed by the political parties that are opposed to the government. And I see that type of thing as not fair.
All right,
Yes.
Thank you for coming on this morning. Mr. Chris Akiri is a legal practitioner. He's also the chairman, editorial board of national daily newspapers. But yes, it is clear that we all need to support our security agencies. But of course, people always ask questions where they think they should have done certain things in certain ways. But yes, that will be the case. We'll be back after this break. Join us again.